see you. I'll wait for a few people to get in chat. We're just going to go over some information related to the Sebastian Rogers case. Excuse me. I've been drinking lattes like they're going out of style. I went to a fat-free milk, and hopefully it'll help, but it's still pretty early, so I don't think I'm quite awake. It's nice to see you all. We'll wait for a few people, like I said, to get in chat before we get started. And just to let you know, Delilah is safely in my lap. She's kind of chilling. Every time I get up out of bed, I wake her up, and then she goes right back to sleep. But I'm sure at some point during this show, she's going to be up, and we're going to see her. But right now, she's sleeping, and she gets so cold, and this room is pretty cold. And you can feel her kind of shaking a little bit because she is so stinking cold. But either way, I know it's Sunday and I know it's quite early to be going live, but I've been up since about 3:30 this morning and been going over some stuff. And it brought me to true crime stories as well as some of our email requests. I just wanted to let you know that I had to wait for these things to come in. I didn't have any envelopes for the flyers or the wristbands. I know it's kind of late, but I did want to let people know that I am. They're going out tomorrow. The flyers as well as the wristbands. This is one right here. You can see the wristbands right there. And then this has a handful of flyers in it. So I'll be sending those out, as many as I can do. I'm going through the list from the earliest on up. And when I run out of supplies, I run out of supplies. And that's just the way it is. I've got to go physically to the post office to mail these. So the post office won't be open until tomorrow. I'm preparing the envelopes later today, and then they'll be out tomorrow. So whatever the mail time is. Again, I'm super sorry for it being so late. I I do have wristbands. I'm going to try to divide the wristbands into the packages. I'm going to get the packages together of how many flyers and wristbands. So that'll be all resolved later today. But anyways, long story short, if anybody doesn't know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this case on social media, but because social media has been dominating on this case, it's definitely not something that mainstream media is really helping out too much with. Either they just can't handle it, or for a variety of reasons. I don't know at this point. I really don't care about mainstream media. Most of us don't listen to them anyways. But we do have some information that came out. I'm still trying to validate the information that came out. What's came out recently is that TBI, we know TBI is not taking over the investigation. They were more of a resource. They probably do a lot. They probably have a lot of hands-on stuff that they're doing. But at the end of the day, they are just not handling the case like they're not the lead investigator. Sumner County is still the lead investigator. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but we did get some information, and I'm trying to verify it because I've been asking Nick Barris, listen, for months since April. What about the forensics? What about the forensics? What about the forensics? He will not address the forensics in any of his reporting. None. And somebody asked him in one of the comments, it has forensics been done of the house? Or forensics been done? And he says, of the house? Yes. And it's like, wait a minute. I've been literally asking this man for months about the forensics being done in the home and whether they have been done in the home. And he has not answered. He's not, hey, Phil, it's nice to see you, my love. He has not answered, and he's not responded back, nor has he provided any report. Like I went through every single news article and every single statement he's made, and not one time has he ever talked about the forensics. And then all of a sudden he answers a question, has the forensics been done at the house? Yes. Why has that not been reported when we've all been outraged for all of these months about the lack of forensics being done? Oh, good morning, Big Mac Mike. Early? Yes. Well, with little butt munch, I've been getting up ridiculously early. Well, I used to get up ridiculously early. I've always gotten up ridiculously early. And then when I got her, my ridiculously early started being more tired. So when she goes back to sleep after getting up at 3:30, I usually do too. I don't know why. It's something about her snuggling with me. It makes it a little harder to get out of bed. So she's just chilling. She's just chilling. She's just a baby. She's just a baby. And she's already went potty this morning. She's already had her breakfast. You want to say hi to everybody? Want to say hi to everybody? Here she is. Now that you guys face planted in my lap, I hate these. I ordered another because this one's kind of broken. I don't know. It just can't hold the phone. It's the problem. I mean, it just doesn't hold the phone. Let me do it again. There we go. There she is. There she is. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. I love my mommy. Yeah, she's still half asleep. She just doesn't want to wake up this morning. But she was already up running around. That's what people don't realize. Like, she's out right now, but in all fairness, she has been up running around most of the morning from about 3:30 on because she went out. She peed, she pooped, she came in and she wanted to eat and drink, and then she wanted her treat, and so she's already had a full morning so far. She's already had a full morning. It's 11:30 this morning. Oh, okay. Well, it's nice to see you guys. We're going to be going over to church here in a little bit. I didn't anticipate on a Sunday there'd be too many people up this time of morning, but at the end of the day, I've been trying to do night broadcasts, and I like fell a little short for the last few nights. So I don't know what's going on with me, but I've obviously been pretty exhausted by the end of the day. So I just been rolling with it. I'm going to try to do a live tonight around 8 and see if I can. Like, I don't know what's going on with me. I keep falling asleep. Like, it starts getting, and I wasn't even planning. I was going to do like one at 10. Maybe 10's just too late for me. So I got to space out my lives throughout the day so it hits at a better time than 10. I'm sorry. Am I getting in your ears? Hold on. Let me cover you up. Let me just cover you up with a pile of stuff. There we go. Hopefully that'll keep her. Yeah, she is a sleepyhead. She's precious. She is precious. But for those, before we get started on our show, I just wanted to let you know today is Sunday. The coffee club gets together and goes to Countryside Christian Church virtually. That starts about 10:15, listen to me, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys would love to be a part of church service, maybe you haven't been in a while. Maybe you kind of been angry. Maybe God hasn't been treating you too well and you're highly upset with, life. And sometimes that's when you need, God the most. So I just thought I would throw that out there for those that would like to join us this morning. Good morning, Pepper. It's nice to see you, my love. TL, it's nice to see you as well. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, Rebecca, holy smokes. I don't know if you guys know, I've had a machete on my, because of Pell and Miranda. We were out in this freaking swamp looking for that woman. And we never found her, unfortunately. She's never been found. I don't know what to think of that case. Pell Miranda, she was lost in the swamp. But I don't know, because there's just things that don't make sense in that case. Everybody's trying to say she got eaten by a gator, but DNA was done of the water, and nobody, we were out there with the gators. I mean, granted, gators are gators, but they seemed pretty docile to the people out there. It seems like they're very, it's normal for them. Hey, sort of Morna. Good morning, Michelle. But it seems like they are, they seem like there's enough people out there in that reserve that everybody kind of just minds their own business. I mean, there's kayakers and people in canoes all up and down there that see these gators sunbathing and all these other, craziness. And, they think that she was eaten by a gator, but the problem, and she was in the water, and she was up to her chest when the last photo of her was taken. So it is very possible she could have stepped on a gator, and that was it. But you would have expected to at least find her backpack, find her shirt, some clothing. You would have expected something. It's not like they take you whole. They do a death roll. They put you in basically a den, an underwater den, so they can. I mean, it sounds a lot horrible, but so they can munch on you for a while. Okay, it's not like they take you whole. It's not like a huge, sperm whale that opens his mouth and you just happen to go into his belly. I mean, it is. It is a very a not pleasant and not easy to watch how gators eat. But I would have expected to see she did have a backpack, like a little thing on her back. It appeared. But even her clothes, you would have expected some of her clothes to be torn, or you'd see something. We saw nothing. The other thing is we were wearing boots to walk back to that Otter Creek area, and the walk, even with shoes and soles on the bottom of our feet, it hurt because there's these hard knobby things, and they're like I almost want to think that they're roots that grew knobs on them or something like that. I don't really know. But the knobby things they hurt your feet, and I don't see how anybody could just walk out there barefoot. I mean, it's a mile and a half to get to where she entered into the water, a mile and a half on foot, and they want us to believe she didn't have shoes on, because her shoes were at the car along with her wallet, her keys, her cell phone, and money in her wallet. And the weird thing is that she had like this vacuum she was taking over to her sister's or a family member's house later that day. And over that was a towel, as if it was laid out to dry. You know what I'm saying? It had the appearance like she came back to the car, is what I'm saying. It had the appearance she came back to the car. But she disappeared. And the professionals think that she was taken by a gator. Her family believes that she was HT'd or ST'd or something like that. There was a lot of Hispanic type of women that were missing from this particular area, quite a few around the time that she disappeared. And so that's what brought the lady that had escaped from ST. She came out, she was telling her story. Law enforcement really wasn't entertaining that she could have been abducted at all. They've checked her off the list. Her case is collecting dust. Nobody's ever going to find out what happened to her. They're not looking for her. Nobody's looking for her. But anyways, getting back to Sebastian Rogers, I wanted you guys to hear this. This was from several months ago. It was on 4 months ago to be exact, and it was on True Crime Stories. And I thought it was a good summarization about the inconsistencies of the interviews at that point. Now, there's been several interviews since that we've all can state probably it might be. I don't know. If you think a gator eating is bad, you should see my neighbor. Mike. Hey, there was this guy that was found. He was hiking 14 days missing, and they found him Bell Falls in Pine Ridge, Kentucky. I think I heard about that. I think it was on the news. Everyone, I lost my dang job. Now I'm just in a rut. I know it'll be okay, but it's scary starting all over and just looking for a good job. The best thing depending on what you do, maybe in the time being, go up and do maybe some Lyft or Uber. That's my friends do that when they're in the jam. And food delivery. Good gracious, we eat a lot of food in this country, so you can never go wrong with like DoorDash or whatever. I think one of my friends is like on all those things. He just changes his hat out as he goes and picks up people, But I think he's more into the food delivery. I don't think he's into the taking of people around thing. But I don't know. It seems like there's I know whenever I order groceries, whenever I order food, I pay almost 50% the cost of food just to have it delivered to the house. So it might be something to get you through, this jam time. I always think outside of the box. Anything you're good at, maybe start your own business. Thank you, everyone. It's just been crazy after 20 years. Yeah, there's no loyalty in corporations anymore. They put profits over people, and they always have. It's just that now it's more noticeable. That's all. He's alive too. Well, thank God. That's a smart person. Yeah, where there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, I would definitely, if you know anything, like any trades or anything, find out. Like if you're with digital stuff, Fiverr is great to get some work those delivery services, to get you through the time. And then, of course, if you do things like if you have a skill, trade of some sort, and advertise it on like Thumbnail or Angie's List or something like that. That's just awful. Well, we're definitely praying for you. We're definitely praying for you. But I definitely believe that today's a great day, right? Today's Sunday. We can all be, that maybe it's a day that you need to be showing up to church, right? It's good things will come. I always believe when one door closes, sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I believe that God does for us what we will not be willing to do for ourselves. And what do I mean by that? Like maybe you've been needing to move on from this job for some significant time, but the unknown has been scary for you, right? And so you were going to stick with that job until, your retirement, even though it's not a good fit for you. Maybe unfortunately or fortunately, because you were unwilling to do it for yourself, maybe you're being forced, to grow, right? Sometimes we get into things and we get complacent and we forget how unhappy we are because we're just working. And so, she's in my lap. I got her covered up. Hold on, let me hold this so you guys don't eat my shorts again. There she is. Hold on, let me show you proof of life. Okay, she's under here. She's under all this. She is. Look at that. She's just out. She's just my baby. She's just a little baby. She's so cute. I can't get enough of her. I really can't. I can't. I don't know how you guys do it. She's absolutely adorable. Yeah, a lot of people do DoorDash and Uber. Yeah, I mean it's not necessarily the the job of the year that you probably want, but at the end of the day, you're independent. You make your own schedule. That people order. Trust me, we all eat. We all consume. Even like me, I don't like eating out, but I've been not cooking for myself, so I've got to eat. So my food budget's gone through the roof, but I need to tone that back because I haven't put myself on the scale, and I know I've been eating a lot of junk and I've been drinking a lot of lattes, but I've cut the calories out of the lattes as much as I can, but there's still, I went from drinking 0-calorie coffee and water all day to drinking 0-calorie soda, coffee, and water all day. Not good. Well, Metalas said it's nice to see you. So terrible. They should have to pay you out when that happens. They should. But hopefully there's still some type of retirement benefits there. Hopefully. I don't even know. Like I said, corporations this day and age does not like anybody. We have good coffee in Australia. Well, maybe one day. All right, let's get on with this.
Hello, True Crime Stories family.
Can you guys hear that?
Welcome back. Katie and Chris Proudfoot are MIA. They packed up their RV and abandoned their home.
This is 4 months ago.
Seth Rogers hasn't seen them, although he is desperate to know the whereabouts of his son, Sebastian Rogers, who has been missing for a month. Seth told News Nation that neither Katie nor Chris Proudfoot have spoken with him about the investigation.
And they still haven't. Remember, this is about the time that Chris and Katie, it was about 30 days after, they played we're the perfect parents and how dare the world think horrible of us, They went from that to cutting off all communications with the father, this is his son, and you got Christopher, the stepfather, the one crafting everything in this whole entire family's story and everything else. She gets down right by your belt. Oh yeah. She's got, like I told you, she got to touch me. She's gonna settle down. Because if she's not touching me, she's running around. I mean, the only thing I can get her to settle down, and it was funny this morning, she likes chewing on my finger more than the toys, I don't know why, but she just does. And so this morning I was like, ooh, I caught a dogfish. Because she'd get right her canines, how it's like there's no teeth right there yet on the bottom, so she's got her little fangs, and she grabs my finger, and I caught a dogfish. I caught a dogfish. Oh, she's upside down her little bed. She's like this. She just slid down into my. She doesn't like me talking. She's so cute. She is so cute. Her little belly. Her little belly. I love her little belly. It's so soft. It's so soft. Anyways, let's get back to this because I could dote on her literally all day. She's just an apple of my eye. I can promise you that.
He said, I haven't spoken to them for 2 weeks. They're not talking to me.
Have you talked to Sebastian's mom, stepdad? You mentioned you had that conversation when they said, he's gone missing, but have they been able to give any more information?
So that is the News Nation interview that they had with Seth Rogers. And, it's, we'll pull it up on here.
Hello, True Crime Stories family.
Let me get back to here. Get back to where Brian Enton kind of comes in. And we'll watch it.
Have you talked to Sebastian's mom, stepdad? You mentioned you had that conversation when they said, he's gone missing, but have they been able to give any more information?
I haven't spoken to them for at least 2 weeks. They're not talking to me.
So, I mean, you can see Seth's demeanor. I forgot about Seth's demeanor. So Seth has been very worried. I think he went from concerned to angry to he just doesn't care at this point. All he cares about is getting his son home. You know what I'm saying? So I think his give a damn is busted, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion.
Reports that they have packed up an RV and left the house that Sebastian disappeared from. Any idea why they would do that?
I have no idea. I have no information. They weren't talking to me, so I was out here trying to find my son.
In the Proudfoot's first interview, Chris said that the communication between the three of them is great, and they communicate every day with Sebastian's dad, Seth. They all work together as a team to come up with solutions that's best for Sebastian.
I'm in 2 different households, and the communication between the three of us is great. I mean, yes, we're just like every parent. We all have our disagreements, but in the end, we come together as a team and we work and we come up with solutions as we best see fit. I mean, I'm almost in contact with him almost daily.
Nancy Grace's interview with the Proudfoots was filled with lies and inconsistencies. They talked about the lights that were outside their house. They said it's floodlights, solar lights in the garden, and lights above their garage that never goes off. We found one light on the porch near the front door. Two solar lights in the garden. Two lights above the garage. There is 2 lights in their backyard. The Proudfoots have 3 bedrooms on the bottom floor. The master bedroom is on one side of the house, and the 2 other bedrooms are on the other side. So Katie would have to walk through the kitchen to get to Sebastian's room. She would immediately know if Sebastian was getting breakfast or hiding on the morning he went missing.
So this is, I don't know why there's so many such a long
This
delay.
is the master bedroom where Katie and Chris sleep.
Oh, sorry. I almost gave you guys my freaking credit card. I was just trying to turn the volume down, but nothing's ever easy on a freaking iPhone. Good gracious. Everything's just...
These are the other 2 bedrooms. One bedroom Sebastian disappeared from.
And as you can see, look at those windows. They're pretty large windows too. Because I know some people, I can't stand the music. I'm sorry, I don't like that music. I'm gonna have to turn the volume down. I can't. It's driving me nuts. I don't know what it is about that music, but I do not like it. But as you can see, is that the windows are really large. Like a lot of people are concerned whether or not Sebastian could have come out, went out the windows, and it looks like. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you in the nose. It looks like the windows are pretty large, and they're saying, well, we would have heard him if he went out the window. I mean, they go to the floor. They go to the floor of his room. Those are, my windows are up high. They're not at ground level. These are like a foot off the ground. Could he get out of those easily? Absolutely. But they said all the windows were locked. They said all the windows were locked. Let me see if I can get past some of this stuff. So that's one of the rooms. So here's the porch. Let me see if it still has that music. Okay, good. It doesn't. I can't.
We want to give a shout out to one truth seeker and say thank you for this idea. Making a video highlighting the different scenarios surrounding the last night Sebastian was seen in their first interview, where she says she put him to bed and then goes to bed shortly after.
When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom, I love you." Say goodnight to his puppies. A little bit later, I wound up going to bed.
But then, in her interview with Chronicles, she says differently, that she put Sebastian to bed at around 9 p.m., and that she says that she didn't go to bed until much later, around midnight that night. That's a big difference of putting him to bed and then going to bed shortly after.
Exactly. Exactly. So we know, I'm not going to, beat you guys over the head with all the inconsistencies, but as you can see, she's up. She is up. Say hi, everyone. I'm up. I'm biting my mommy. I'm biting my mommy, but I'm wide awake. I'm now officially awake. Now she's on go. Yay. Yay. She's not a difficult puppy. She's just very active. She's so sweet though, She's mommy's baby. She's mommy's baby. She's got some of the cutest little yawns and the cutest little expressions, and she's always so active. Do you want down? Because I'm not going to play with you right at the moment. I'm not going to play with her right at the moment. You guys want to see me catch a dogfish? Watch. Oops, watch. Let me catch a dogfish. Watch. I caught me a dogfish. Got a dogfish. I got a dogfish on the hook. There's a dogfish. There's a dogfish. We got a dogfish. We got a dogfish. See, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I love my mommy. She tastes really good, too. She tastes really good, too. I like her more than my toys. Yeah, she's such a sweet little girl. She's wide awake, though. She needs to go play. That's what she needs to do. She needs to go play. She needs a bath. Everybody tells me not to bathe her for a month. I'm sorry. I just bathed her, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. She needs a bath, okay? She stays in the house. It's not like she gets, but I can smell stinky on her, So when she starts getting a little stinky, she gets a bath, whether she likes it or not. She's not used to baths yet. Show the wolf side. Delilah is such a she is. She's sweet. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. See, I love my mommy, but I think my mommy loves me more. She's absolutely sweet. So I keep her in the bed, and this helps with her potty training too. So as soon as she wakes up and she gets up and moves around, I take her outside. I try to get her to drink some water, because I notice if she drinks water, it's a lot easier to get her to pee. I don't know what it is, so I try to get her to drink a little bit of water before she goes out. But at least she's being good. I just have to play with her paws and get chewed on while I'm doing the rest of the show. So we have Chris and Katie. I think at the very beginning they were putting on this facade, but now that we go back to the interviews, we clearly see Chris almost making sure that all their points that they're hitting, they need to hit. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you look at Chris, he's analyzing everything she's saying in those interviews. You can see him kind of, just listening and kind of looking over and, giving some type of expression, giving some type of reassurance, like she's on the right track. If she seems like if she doesn't say things exactly the way Chris wants them said, he'll interject and make sure that he makes it crystal clear for everyone, for full transparency and such. But it's so difficult for me to try to understand how a man that wasn't in the home, that has no clue about what happened, that was 3.5 hours away, according to him and his own wife, why he has so much more information about this situation that happened the night before when he wasn't even there. And he's constantly, it seems like he's the one that created the script. Okay? It seems like it's his script, not Katie's script. That's why he's not letting Katie come on. That's why he started taking on the majority of the interviews and the stuff by himself. He did a full Don Wells, Candace couldn't, Candace has got some other issues going on with her, and she just can't keep anything straight if her life depended on it. She just can't. So him trying to get Candace he knew immediately she could not go on, and he never let her do an interview. They did 2 of them. She didn't do well. Maybe 3 of them. She didn't do well. And after that, that was it for Don. Don took over the lead of talking about it because it was his script. Chris did a lot of the same behaviors. Katie's smart. She's not a Candace Bly, but she still can't keep her shit together. Excuse my language of the Sunday. Sorry. Gotta get it back. She can't keep her stuff together on the story. And she's the one that's constantly making the mistakes. And Chris is the one constantly coming behind her and cleaning up those mistakes. And I guess because it happened so much, we started picking up on that. And people started, getting on him. Like, why won't you let Katie answer these questions? Why are you answering the questions for her? You weren't even in the home, right? No, I wasn't in. Well, then what are you speaking for, sir? Like, I don't know. Like, everybody's so busy. Like, I don't cuss at my guests, but I definitely have them explain themselves. And had they been on my show and he did that, I would be like, sir, were you here? I'm a little confused because you're saying you're not here, yet you have all the information that the mom should have. Is there a reason why you're answering these questions when you have no knowledge of these facts and the mom's not? It's not rude. It's being direct, yes, and it's probably a little off-putting to somebody that doesn't want to answer that question, but it's far from being rude. But I don't know. I mean, only at one time was he ever really asked, like, why aren't you letting your wife answer this? But it was very a condescending tone. And I didn't necessarily think that was, if you're trying to get an answer, a condescending tone typically puts somebody on the defensive. And I want them to answer. It's like, were you here? No, I wasn't here. Well, can you explain how you have all this information, but mom doesn't? And that's really what I want to know. How the heck does Chris know what happened when he wasn't there? And even if Katie did tell him, is she sitting right next to him? Why isn't she the one talking? And why is he always correcting her when she was the one there, not him? It's never her correcting him. It's always him correcting her. Don't you guys find that a little odd, a little weird? That's when at least the time when my dad was going to senile, my mom started doing all the talking. Yeah, there are limited capabilities all around. Let me see what... some men do that when they are talking for their wives, especially if they did something wrong, in my opinion. Yeah, but you know what we do? We are accustomed with men being the man that, that's kind of older, but these are people that are like my age, I think our generation is a little bit, not much different. It's not like the polar opposites of the generation this day and age in our group, but I would have to think that we are a little different than, say, a little bit older people. But, back in the day, the family was, it was everything. The people have destroyed the family body. They made it seem like it's sacrilegious to have a good family, to have a mom and a dad in the home, which is a little odd for me. But again, they want us on all of us on welfare so they can control us. But I feel like this day and age, I think women are more independent. I mean, Katie went to the Navy. I mean, yeah, we can apply something, but let's face it, she went to the Navy, and I think she was higher rank. I think she outranks Chris Proudfoot. So this is a woman that can speak for herself. You know what I'm saying? This is a woman, in my opinion, that could speak for herself and doesn't. And it's because, like, even with Chronicles of Olivia, that's when he was already. What was he already, Katie? Why didn't you finish that sentence? Already, what, gone? Deceased? Moved? What was she going to say before Chris? Right? That wasn't for you. That was for me. I was just emphasizing. I think the cutest thing on this puppy is her yawns. I'm in love with her yawns. It's because she can't keep the story, because it's not her story. If she would have drafted the story and came up with it, and it not all be Chris, I really do believe that she would have been better. But this isn't her story. This is his. Officer, SI officer, because it's his story, in my opinion, and she's still breaking mentally from yes. And that might be it, because I do believe that something happened in there, and we have to apply the oh crap factor, right? And the oh crap factor basically is that, something happened, you blew up, and it's like the wreckage is the oh crap factor. I can't believe I did this. And then we see this 3-hour conversation right at like around 9:45. And it's even a 3-minute window on that. So that whole phone call conversation was a lie. It's like, she called me anywhere between, 9:43, 9:46, something like that. And I think we all picked up on it. It's like, so about 9:45. She called you about 9:45. And I think the Lore Lodge made it so clear when he was talking about it, because it's really funny that Chris and Katie can be ultra, ultra, ultra specific on certain facts. And then other facts, they just, nothing. They're very vague at best. They don't want to provide information. Like, he keeps screaming HIPAA. Clearly he doesn't understand HIPAA. HIPAA's for medical professionals, not to share your information, not the mother and father. The HIPAA doesn't, it's professionals. It has nothing to do with mom and dad. And I don't think he's got brain cells enough to understand that. When he calls HIPAA, we're rolling our eyes saying, what? You're the parent. You're the only person that has authorization to override HIPAA. And that's in a medical profession. You absolutely have every right to speak if you so chose. But it fell flat. Like, it's like, why are you screaming HIPAA? If you don't want to answer, just don't answer. Don't say it's a HIPAA violation. It's not a HIPAA violation for a parent. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But he's not the smartest man he's not the sharpest tool in the toolbox. I did. What does it say? Not for a crime, just old rumor, grave of the giant. Oh, I must be cocking into the middle. Hey, Sam, it's nice to see you. Chris thinks he is playing his best game of chess. Bingo. I'm very interested in. Now, let's just say if forensics were done of the house, which I'm hoping that they were, that's been one of my biggest complaints. Why is it taking to this point 6 months later to find out or to confirm that forensics have been done in the house? Why? Why was it such a secret? And why did none of the neighbors see them black out the windows? So this is going to definitely be something I'm going to be asking, because if they say they did forensic, I'm going to say what type of forensics. I'm going to hold law enforcement's feet to the fires to make sure that they're doing the right stuff. That's my foot. Just thought I'd throw that out there before you bit down too hard on it. She's awake. She's awake. She's the reason why we had to kill the live last night a little bit. She wouldn't settle down, and she was starting to cry, and it was starting to get, she wouldn't get up on the bed and hang out with me, and she just wanted me to go play, and she just wouldn't settle down. She's just waking up, so she's kind of very mild. She's still chewing on everything, but she's just kind of chilling. She's not bouncing off the walls. That's for later today. Chris is trying to outsmart law enforcement by being a few moves ahead of them. Yeah, but I think they're closing that gap. I really do. Especially if they've got forensics. I really believe the forensics is going to enlighten law enforcement about what happened inside that home. I'm still unsure, because we've all been talking about this for too long. For all of this sudden now it's like, oh yeah, well of course forensics have been done. It's like, no, Nick, you need to explain this, and somebody needs to tell Nick he needs to explain this to us. Because let me tell you, I have been in his chat. I have left chat messages. I've asked him to specifically speak about the forensics aspect of it, and he has failed each and every time. Even when Don B was talking about it, it's like, oh, he still won't put it in his report, but he does answer somebody in the comments and says, oh yeah, the house being forensic. Yeah. No. Where's the report from you, Nick? We've been asking for literally months about this forensic, and now you still won't address it in one of your news clips about the forensics. Nobody has addressed it in their news clips about the forensics, and then all of a sudden now you're telling people in the comments, failed to answer my question, but you tell somebody, oh, is forensic been done? The house, ? Yes. What type of forensics were done? I've got a lot of questions here. Oh, by the way, if you received your gifted membership from Michelle, please don't forget to tell her thank you. So it's, oh, thank you. Who ended up getting that? It was Emily. Emily got it. Well, congratulations, Emily. Marilyn and Sam, it's nice to see you. Hopefully they're getting ready to press charges. Hopefully, that's at the end of the day, the whole purpose of the forensics is for valuable information. And I prayed to God that they had gotten the forensics before Katie cleaned the house. So hopefully we are going to find out that the forensics are done before Katie cleaned the house. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that. I still would like to know what type of forensics were done and why there was no reporting of them blacking out the windows in order to conduct that very important forensic testing. And if they say, well, we didn't do luminol or we didn't do blue star, that's, in my opinion, not a thorough forensic inspection of the home. So very interested in finding out what information I need. I'm not sure exactly what date I'm leaving Florida, but we'll know when I get into Tennessee. So that's going to be where I'll be. I've got a $50 gift card for hotels.com. I am definitely going to use that on this trip. Again, for Rebecca, thank you. When we go live from the kitchen to later today, I'll show you all the good stuff. Anyways, getting back to it, Rebecca, we've been waiting for that machete for quite some time. And lo and behold, the machete, that was one of the very first items I put on my wish list, was this machete. I've got a machete. I'm going into the woods, y'all. I'm bringing my machete and I'm going into those Tennessee woods, and we are going to work it. I got my vest. I got another camera holder, chest plate and head plate. So now I have 2 of those, and I got this cute little carrier for Delilah. She's not going with me on this trip, but I stuck her in it yesterday, and she sits in this little hole, this little pocket. She straps over me. So I'll have to see, I'll have to adjust my camera strap and everything like that so she can strap over me and I can have my camera on my chest. And, I still have the GoPro. The GoPro just gets so hot. Does everybody have how many people have a GoPro here? One of the things that, I mean, never shuts off because it gets too hot, but I can tell you the darn thing gets pretty stinking hot. Good morning. Good morning, Michelle from the UK. It's nice to see you. I have a broken finger from tripping over my dog. Aw, well, I ended up slipping on my dog's bed way back in the day, and I broke my ankle. I've never broken a bone in my body, and I fractured my ankle. Kendra says, good morning, thank you. In the Nancy Grace interview, she asked CP twice. Second time, different words, same question. CP says, yes, he was home. What dates says Nancy? CP says he can't give the dates. I know. He's so cryptic. Katie's story's out. She was the one in the home with the child by herself. Seth's story's out because he was in a jail with a bunch of convicts, as he was patrolling his dorm or pod, being the correction officer and the deputy sheriff that he is. So we knew where he was. We know where Katie was, but Chris is the one that was 3.5 hours away, and he's the one that's failing. That his story, if he tells anybody where he was, it's going to, negatively affect this case somehow. Well, I'm sure it will. I think it'll negatively affect your life somehow if you told us the truth. Like, clink, clink, baby. Nobody's buying this. And I think that they tried, and they tried to pull people back. And then they started falling into the trap of the hate channels. The bad actors here on YouTube that protects bad guys, right? And we all know who those channels are because they're usually felons themselves. And so we know who the channels are that protect bad guys. And when we started seeing them gravitate to those very channels, the gig was up, in my opinion. The gig was up because, parents that are truthful and they gravitate to good channels that try to advocate for their child, okay? And this is one where it's not happening. They went straight to the dirty south of YouTube, right? They went on the wrong sides of the track, right? So that in and of itself is a very key and telltale sign of who these people are, because good, reputable people, even if they are being under the gun by the public, would never be seen on these channels. Not because they did anything wrong, because they don't need, they don't need that much help. They don't need help like that, right? Good, wholesome parents are not going to give up their morals to go on these disgusting channels for help. They would rather take the blows than go on these disgusting channels. I've watched parents do it. And so it's when you start seeing parents that are supposed to be, or alleging that they are innocent, and then they're only going on these horrible channels that, to me, that is as much as sitting up a red flag saying, hey, over here, I'm the one, right? I'm the one. Because they cater to them. They allow them to, and they don't even talk to them about them. They give them a place to just be happy. Like, you're happy and joking and having a good old time instead of talking about your missing son. It's disgusting. You got a missing child. You're laughing and you're joking and everything like that. You don't get any more until that child comes home. It takes a lot of work to get Seth to smile. It takes a lot of work to get him to joke around. It takes a lot of work just to get him not to be thinking of his son for just a few moments, to think about himself. And you got these people only wanting to talk about themselves. They're disgusting. Yes, some of the dogs like to lay right behind your feet in the... Oh, yeah, Well, I've stepped on her a couple times. Not too bad. I mean, it breaks my heart because I hear her, and I'm like, because I don't feel it. I'm usually in shoes, so I don't feel it. So now I got to check her paws, put little pressure to make sure I didn't hurt her. And usually she's like, hey, no, you just scared me. I'm fine, Mommy. I just want to be in your arms. I just want to be in your arms. See, she tucks her face away whenever the air conditioning comes on. The air conditioning is just too cold for her. Her little ears get so cold. And so I'm almost considering some little puppy muffs for the ears. Oh, hey, Pebbles. It's nice to see you. Narcissists always talk about themselves. Self-importance. Yeah. Good morning, Samantha. It's nice to see you. So I don't know. I just have my very strong opinions. I've had my very strong opinions on this case from the gate because I just cut through the BS. And it's like, you know what? Something stinks to high heaven, and I'm not going to sit here and act like it doesn't. We're all thinking it. Let's just throw it out on the table, right? We're all thinking it. Their story doesn't make sense. This child didn't walk out of the house. There's rumors going around that Chris made it to work at 5:15, which throws everything off, almost making it next to impossible for him to be in that anonymous car. But you know what? At the end of the day, we found out, no, that is not true. He was not there at 5:15. He was there closer to 7. That is huge. That is huge. You know what that means? That means it makes it possible that he could have been in that SUV that we saw parked outside of the car. With him being at work at 5:15, that made it next to impossible. So this case is building, and it's building in the proper way because it's building toward the Proudfoots, which it should build toward the Proudfoots because let's face it, we watched a flashlight go from that car back to their home. That's pretty significant because that next morning after that time frame, there was only one person left in the house. And we only had one flashlight going to the house. Okay. And I'm still looking for what they put him in. I don't think he walked out with his feet. Because if he walked out with his feet, he would have had shoes on those feet. He did not have any shoes on his feet. I think that was a fatal flaw. And I know that something is missing from their house. I don't know if it's a suitcase or Katie's pickle bag. But I guarantee one of the two are missing from that home. I almost guarantee. I would almost bet my channel on it. That either a suitcase or a bag, predominantly the pickle bag, is missing from that home. They transported him somehow. Whether, and I'm not saying what condition he was in, I'm just saying I don't see him walking out of the home. So they had to transport him somehow, whether they picked him up, put him over their shoulder, use something to disguise him in, like a pickle bag where he could just be rolled out or put on somebody's back and walked out. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is there is something missing from that home. And the only thing I can think that would work well is the pickle bag because they went through the yard. And there's that culvert. And that would have been hard to get through the culvert because I looked at it and it looks like somebody, unless they walked around and it was just the angle of the video, it looks like somebody may have had to walk in that culvert. And it's pretty deep. And it would have been the person that I would believe that Sebastian would have been with, that would have been carrying him. So that would have been hard to do. All right, I gotta stretch my leg, honey. You're gonna have to get out of between my legs. So it's the culvert. The culvert is the issue that I have. And I've got to re-watch the lights video, and I've got to really look and see, is there a spot where it looks like they went, because I remember when I saw it, I was like, it looks like they went into a dip. It looks like somebody went, because I remember seeing one, it looks like they went like this. And so I think that, and I don't think that would have been Sebastian. Sebastian wouldn't have went, he would have walked around. Actually, he would have walked down the driveway onto the road. He wouldn't have crossed through the grass because he doesn't like, dirt. He doesn't like the wetness from the grass. He doesn't, he doesn't like the darkness, the bugs, none of that. So I feel like if it was him, he would have walked out the front door, down the driveway like he normally does, and then down the road, unless there was a sidewalk, but there wasn't a sidewalk. So he would have been on that road. But he would have stayed on paved surfaces, in my opinion, because of his tics and his issues, right? And what do I mean by issues? Me and my BFF, we always say, like I always say, she's OCD, and she's like, I'm just ish. She's like, I'm not full-fledged. I'm just ish, right? So it's like, he has certain tics that um, things that he likes and dislikes. And so those issues, so to speak, would prevent him, in my opinion, from crossing through the grass. I don't think he would have thought to go through the grass. I mean, I just don't think it would have crossed his mind, in my opinion, to go through the grass. And why was there a flashlight going back to the home? One lone flashlight going back to the home that only had one lone person in it the next morning at 6 a.m. It just seems like smoke and mirrors. You would crack up. I remember putting a fur coat on my chihuahua and boots. Oh, if you guys haven't seen, I did go clean up the Amazon wish list, and I got some cute little clothes for Delilah on there. So I thought I'd throw that out there. We got little shirts for, like, it's cute. I was actually considering putting diapers up, but she doesn't need diapers. But and I'm probably going to have her spayed before she has her first, her first girly thing. I don't want her having any girly things. But if she does have, girly business, I probably will invest in the diapers. But so far, she's been very, very good. I've had her for all these weeks. She's never messed in the bed. She's never messed in the bed. I don't have any pee in weird areas. I don't have poop in any weird areas. When she can't go outside, she goes literally on the puppy pads. The only thing I have to worry about with the puppy pads is if she doesn't hit, like, she gets too close to the corner and there's some seepage onto the rug. My rug is white, so I use, like, literally put vinegar on the spot. I clean it with some grease lightning, which helps release any of the oils in it. And then I throw it in on my bright white, ultra heat wash, and it gets everything out, So she hasn't had any accidents. She's been very good. I mean, for her age, she's been very good. She's a smart little dog. She's not only just sweet, but she's really, really smart. And I play with her, and so I was playing with her with her hands, and I'm like, put them up like this, and I put them up like this. And then all of a sudden, she starts standing with her little paws up. Like, it's so cute. She's learning. I can't help it. I never did the puppy pad thing. We lived way out, though. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't do the puppy pad, but I have no covered area for her to use the bathroom during rain. And right now, we have thunderstorms and rains. Like, she's scared of the thunder. She hears the thunder, and she looks at me and gets under my leg. And when it's raining out, she will not go outside. Like, the rain scares her. She needs to probably go outside and, learn the rain a little bit. But other than that, yeah. But she won't go outside. And quite frankly, I'm not forcing her outside in the rain, because I'm not going outside in the rain. Maybe I got puppy pads, so I don't have to go out and get drenched. You know what? If I had an umbrella, it'd be different. But my umbrellas are in the car, and I don't feel like unearthing them. But once I get another umbrella for the house, I will probably force her outside, even in the rain. She's a dog. She should be able to handle a little bit of wetness. I just don't want the stinkiness from the wetness. I have a long-haired German white fur. Oh, okay. Everywhere. It's like snow in the car. Aw. Well, she's short hair, and I do see some of the hair, like, on my lighter, like my sheets. But, like, even today's I'm going to be cleaning. I got to flip the bed around, the actual mattress itself, and then I'm going to put my Juicy Couture back on the bed. I dropped my crown. My jewels on my crown broke. I didn't realize how far away the dresser was from the wall, and I accidentally hit it just right. So I'm going to see about trying to get another crown for my dresser. I know. That's the problem. That's why I don't force her out in the rain, because, to be honest with you, I don't want to go out in the rain. It's like, if she was making a mess in the house, I would probably force her out no matter what. But she's so good. But she does need to let me know. Like, there's been, like, even yesterday, I watched her like a hawk, and every time I went and saw her going over toward the puppy pads, I made sure I immediately took her outside, because I want her. I'd like her not using the puppy pads at all. Her just notifying me that, hey, I need to go potty. So like yesterday, I saw her butt pucker, and I'm like, no, 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 time to go outside. So I scoop her up. 'Cause I didn't want her walking, just in case. I didn't know how advanced we were in the process. So I pick her up and hurry her outside. And so no accidents yesterday. Yeah, she was really good. She's just good. She's just good. We all get drenched. Yeah, she's adorable. She's sweet too, She's just a sweet little girl. Like when I'm in the bathroom and she sits down, and because she's just a tiny little thing when she sits, and she's got this cute little face and these floppy ears, and she just looks at you, and you just want to gobble her up, okay? She's so precious, you just want to gobble her up. You just want to hold her and hold her and hold her, and she's got some of the cutest expressions, and she's starting to get her little tood. Like she'll like if she doesn't want to get in bed and I know she needs to lay down, I know she needs to settle down, she'll give this little grr. Like when I go to pick her up, she get grr. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you can be upset all day long. You're going to go lay down for a little bit, and then that's it. She just gives me a little as I'm picking her up, and that's it. Oh, hey Karen, it's nice to see you, my love. I will not get another dog. I will not get another dog. I believe you're going to get another dog, because who could turn down a face? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up, but I got a show. Who could turn down a face like that? Oh, who can turn down a cute little face like that? Oh, that baby. Oh, that baby. Nobody can turn down a cute little face like that. I was resistant. My best friend forced me to. She forced her on me. She's like, you're getting a dog and you're going to like it. I didn't ask you a question. I don't have time for dog. I didn't ask you. I told you that your dog's coming on XYZ date. Prepare for it. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a dog. You guys were all here for it. You guys watched how the whole thing transpired. You guys watched it. What type? She's a Chihuahua. You know what I found out? Because I don't know much about Chihuahuas, and it's not like I'm doing any research on it, but people send me stuff about Chihuahuas, and somebody had sent me, I think it was my neighbor, and it talked about that these are the only dogs that get soft spots in the back of their head like people when they're born. So they have a soft spot in the back of their head. Their brain is the largest for their body size. So they are known to be a very smart dog. Which is, it was pretty surprising. I mean, I know they're sweet and they're cute and stuff like that, but she has picked up on a lot fairly easy. I have to agree that I think these dogs are pretty smart. They're pretty cute too, especially when they're a puppy, and especially when I catch me a dogfish. I'm gonna catch me a dogfish. We're going fishing. Oh my gosh, I caught me a dogfish. I got it on the hook right now. I got her on a hook right now. All right, let me get her up. Actually, she needs to go play. Go play. Go get yourself some. I'm starting to be able to put her on the floor, and she actually goes out into the living room. Some days she does. Some days she might be a little resistant, like she's still sniffing around this floor. So hopefully she'll move on. She's stretching. She's moving. I gotta watch her around here because I haven't washed the laundry. It's still separated. And you guys remember what happened last night? Do you guys remember what happened last night? We were here on a live, and I put her down, and so I'm thinking she's going to go into the living room. Oh no! I just happened to see her just out of the corner of my eye in the one of the laundry, because you got to separate. Women separate I know guys don't understand this, but women separate their laundry. Okay, the really dark stuff goes in one pile, the mediums go in another pile, and your whites are in another pile. Okay, guys don't really wash like that. They kind of just throw everything together and throw it into one load. And while most women would love to be that irresponsible, we just can't, because we have to have things. We don't like this thing called, bleed, like this fabric bleed, right? So we separate our stuff, and guys don't know about that. Well, I had my separated stuff, and I have a small little pile of whites, and most of my whites are undergarments. And so I just happened to see this little flash in my eye, and I look over there, and I'm like, a pair of my underwear are missing. Okay, don't ask me how I know this, but I know there was a pair of underwear right there, and it doesn't look like the pair of underwear right there. So I'm like, and it just popped out of my mouth on a live, and I didn't mean for it to. And I'm like, please don't tell me you have my underwear. And so I pop up, and I didn't mean for it to come out like that because I would never let nobody know my dog has a pair of my dirty underwear in her mouth. But that's exactly what she did. She came in here and snatched a pair of my underwear right when I was on a live. And I'm like, no. So the whites are washed, but I still have some colors over there. So I want to make sure next thing is not a pair of shorts, you know. Then we'll have to start calling her Bart Simpson, right? Eat my shorts. Or adorable undies. She didn't get I looked at her when I went around that corner. She looked up and I snatched them right on. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. But, you know, dogs are weird. What can I say? They like weird scents. What can I say? Thank goodness I regularly change my underwear. Just saying. Just saying. Maybe it smelled like roses. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, River, it's nice to see you. Kelly, it's nice to see you as well. Anyways, guys, it's been lovely. It's been real. We'll be back later today. Don't forget, we'll be in church at Countryside Christian Church at 9:15 this morning. If you guys would like to come over and just worship with us or listen, you know, as you're working or working out or working in your garden. It's a great day to be blessed. It's a great day to worship, and it's a great day to testify. So that's what we're going to be doing. We'll be over there 9:15, rain or shine. It's online, right? You don't even have to worry about doing your hair or anything. The only requirement is show up and stand up, right? So we do a lot of, I don't know how many people, the people that can, I have a lot of bedridden people in my chat. So the people that can and want to stand and want to dance, they can. I can tell you, I got happy feet. Not every Sunday, but when I got happy feet, I got happy feet. So I feel like it's a happy feet day, and we got a happy feet, happy soul to soul. I like that. Girl, mine all got chewed up. Your personal scent. New wardrobe. It was just one pair. She didn't do any damage to them, and literally they were a new pair that I had bought when I was in Miami or. Yeah, I think it was Miami because we had an event. We were going to the Trump Dorel. Whew, that place is expensive. You can't eat a dinner at Trump Dorel without dropping it like $60 or $70. I mean, it's crazy. And they're closed there. Holy crap! To have Trump on something like you guys don't understand. Like these MAGA shirts, they're you know, you should consider getting them. You go to Trump Dorel and get a Trump shirt, you're paying $115. I'm just saying. You know, $19.99 sure does sound good. That's all I'm saying. Heck, I think even the flip-flops, the $2 pair of flip-flops were like $25 or $45. People with money. Must be nice. One day, guys, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. I feel it. I feel it in my blood. We'll be able to buy those $45 $2 pair of flip flops. You know, we'll be able to throw money away like that one of these days. I don't know if I'll ever throw money away like that. The little ones need a Trump shirt. Yep. Well, if you guys have any custom ideas, make sure you hit up Sonia. Sonia does a lot of great stuff. She actually did this right here, and that's so cute. Take a bite out of crime. Delilah took over the show, so now it's with Delilah. I got second seat, you know, Delilah and Bullhorn Betty. It's like, you know, who's Bullhorn Betty, right? We need Delilah on the scene, right? I love it. It's just so sweet. Look at my little girl. She's so sweet. It's hard to believe because she was so much younger there. Her face is already starting to get fuller. She's starting to get, you know, she's starting to get bigger. I don't like it. Can we stop time just a little bit? Just a little bit. All right, guys, you guys have a great day. I will see you soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We also have the Bullhorn Betty True Crime Facebook page. Please hit that up. A lot of people send me missing person flyers. We have over 2,000 people in the Bullhorn Betty True Crime Facebook group. You can literally drop your missing person flyers right in that group and have it broadcasted to over 2,000 people. You can also tag Bullhorn Betty. If we're friends, you can tag me into any of your stuff and it'll show up on my main channel, my main friends channel, the main channel, not the page, as well. So if you guys would like me, I don't accept a whole lot of friends, but if you reach out to me by email and you've had an account for a really long time, I will accept you as my friend on my Bullhorn Betty, not the true crime page, but my Bullhorn Betty, so we can be friends. But everything I post on Bullhorn Betty, you guys can always follow Bullhorn Betty, because everything I post on my Bullhorn Betty main channel on Facebook, that is open to everybody. I don't make that to friends. That's all my posts are public. So you may just want to follow that, because it takes me, I only have 5,000 people that I can be friends with, and I've already got over 2,000 people on there. So, and I've got literally 2,500 friend requests in the incubator, that's why I stopped adding any friends. But you guys are more than welcome to follow me. There's a follow button on there, and you guys will get all of my updates on my personal account, my personal Bullhorn Betty account. So, but always, if you can, go over to the True Crime group. It's a private group, but that is the best place to drop any of your missing person flyers, your avocation, your statements. If you have articles for people to read and get up to date on it. If you want me to cover a case, there are some requirements that I need to cover a case. One of those is we've got to have articles. I need to have like a summary of what the case is about, because I'm spending so much time on 2 cases. It's hard for me to stop and learn a case. So, having somebody send me a 3-hour video on a case I've never heard, I probably will not watch it. But if you send me some news articles of the, what's going on in the case, and maybe a photo or something like that, that usually does help me. Even if I can't run a full, I can at least advocate it publicly here on this platform, where we put her face up, put her name, put their, him or her, depending on who it is, their face, their name, their photo, and get valuable information out. I got to be honest with you, that one from Gainesville, Georgia, the little 12-year-old girl that was just found, I got to tell you, Olivia covered that case, and it was hard, because I thought the girl was gone. I thought it was one of the father's friends inside the house. And it was a key piece of information we didn't know, and that's that she had access to the internet, and she found this man on the internet, and she ran off with him and was doing God knows what. But either way, she reached out to her father on a created Facebook page and said, please quit looking for me. I'm fine, and I'm not coming home. And so that was kind of the situation with her. And now she's being brought back. The man, which was 31 years old, almost 20 years her senior, very disgusting. It's just, it's disgusting to me. And he was arrested, and she's being sent home to her father. And I would just like to know, one, how this happened. How are they going to be able to prevent it? He's a single father. He's living in not the best place in the world. And he's got all these other men as roommates around his very impressionable young daughter. I don't know if that contributed to why she wanted to leave the house or not, but hopefully there is some help for him as well as her. Again, for all those people that are coming in, I had to get these envelopes. I kept forgetting to get these. Otherwise, I was going to have to fold the flyers, and I didn't want to do that. So I don't want to turn this around because I already got a name on it. But I will tell you, I will go through the list once I get these all packaged up, who was on the list, who's receiving the flyers and the bracelets. Those will be coming out to you guys, but they won't be leaving here until tomorrow. I got to take these physically up to the mail, the post office, and get the postage put on them, because I don't know what the postage will be on a package like this. But this is one. It's got a few flyers in, and it's got 1 or 2 bands in it. So that's what we got. So you can see the bands right there, or they'll be on the front. Yeah, right there. There's the bands, and just a little, little bit of flyers. So again, that's going to be going out Monday. Tomorrow I'll be getting up to the post office and getting all these out. So I will go by the end of the day, by the time we do a live later this evening, I will have you guys a full name of who was able to get the flyers and the bracelets, and see if I can go through the list and see who didn't get it, and see if we can try to kind of ration to make sure we try to give enough to everybody. But I don't really have a whole lot, but I do. So this is about the bracelets that I got. So there's not like a whole lot in here. It looks bigger than it is, but I will be getting these out with the flyers and, doing that. So just to let you know, they are coming. It just, I kept forgetting to order the catalog envelopes. And so I've got the catalog envelopes in, and so those will be out Monday. So just FYI, that's what's going on with them. I'm sorry it took me so long. It's just I had Delilah getting her situated. When I came back from Virginia with all this stuff, I had a puppy that I never had before. So just understand what the situation was. No excuse either way, but we are getting them out. Those will be out Monday. And again, I'll give you guys a list tonight of who I was able to send these things to. There may be somebody that's disappointed, but I will be back in Tennessee, and I'll see if I can try to strum up some additional resources to send out to you guys if that's helpful. All right, guys. Well, I love you. God bless. We'll see you soon, and talk to you guys later. And don't forget, church 9:15. God bless.